The secret women don't want you to know you're about to discover one of the most powerful secrets that most men will never understand about women. Once you truly grasp what I'm about to tell you, every conversation you have with a woman will feel different. You'll stop trying to impress her, and she'll start trying to impress you. Now imagine this. There's a woman you really like. She's beautiful, confident, and completely out of your league. You finally get the chance to talk to her, and instantly your mind starts racing. What should I say? How do I sound interesting? What if she gets bored? That's where 99% of men lose before they even start. Because the moment you begin thinking like that, you've already put her above you. You've given her power without realizing it, and women can sense that energy instantly. The truth is, women don't fall for what you say. They fall for how you make them feel. And that feeling begins before you even open your mouth. When you stand there thinking of what to say next, she's subconsciously reading your posture, your eyes, your tone, your hesitation. And that's when her internal radar starts scanning you. This radar isn't logical, it's emotional. It's built into her biology to sense confidence, dominance, and certainty. The men who trigger that radar the right way make her feel something she can't explain. It's not about looks or money, it's about energy. So here's the first truth. Stop seeing her as special. Stop assuming she's above you just because she's attractive. When you talk to a woman, you must see her as an equal, or even slightly below your frame. I'm not saying you should be arrogant or rude. I'm saying your internal energy must communicate. I am the prize here. From this point forward, every time you talk to a girl, I want you to remember this line. Greater than she's just a human being, nothing more. Because the moment you treat her like she's something rare or untouchable, your subconscious tells her that you're unworthy. But when you talk like she's just another person, your energy becomes calm, your tone steady, and your presence magnetic. Confidence isn't about acting tough or pretending not to care. It's about truly believing that you don't need anyone's approval, not even hers. That belief alone makes her feel something she can't control. In the next part, I'll reveal exactly how to reprogram your mind to project that kind of power without forcing it, so that women feel drawn to you before you even start the conversation. Reprogramming your mind for attraction. Before you learn what to say or how to act, you must understand what's happening inside your mind. Because no matter how good your words are, if your mindset is weak, she'll feel it. Let me tell you something most men never realize. Women don't respond to your words. They respond to your energy. And energy always comes from belief. If deep down you think she's better than you, she'll feel it. If you think she's too pretty for you, she'll sense it. If you think you need to prove yourself, you've already lost. That's why you can't fake confidence. You can act confident for a few seconds, but your subconscious will always expose the truth. So how do you fix it? You have to start by reprogramming how you see women in general. When most men look at a beautiful girl, their mind goes, "She's so perfect. I hope she likes me," but a high-value man's mind goes, "She's beautiful, but I'll see if her personality matches her looks." Do you see the difference? The first mindset chases validation. The second mindset evaluates. Now let's talk about walking away. Most men panic when a woman disagrees with them or shows disinterest. But an alpha-minded man sees it as an opportunity. When she says, "I'm not sure," you smile slightly and say, "That's okay, maybe I'm not for you." Then you start to turn away slowly. You know what happens next? Her radar goes crazy, because she's not used to men who can walk away that easily. You've just communicated value without saying much, and in that moment she starts chasing your approval. Now let's go even deeper. Think about the way powerful men sit. Do they fidget? Do they adjust every few seconds? They own the space they're in. When you're talking to a girl, sit the same way you'd sit next to a friend you've known for years. Comfortable, at ease, without trying to impress. If you want to stretch, stretch. If you want to lean back, lean back. Your body language should scream, "I'm home." Because when you're comfortable, she becomes curious. She starts to think, why isn't he trying to impress me? Who is this guy? That curiosity is the spark that turns interest into attraction. In the next part, we'll decode the psychology of conversation, what to talk about, how to keep her emotionally engaged, and how to make her feel connected without revealing too much. The psychology of conversation. Now that you understand body language, it's time to learn how to talk, not like everyone else, but like the man who makes women remember his words long after the conversation ends. When you start talking to a woman, most men make one of two mistakes. They either talk too much or they talk too little. One tries too hard to impress, the other freezes trying to say the perfect thing. Both fail. Here's the truth most men never realize. A great conversation isn't about what you say. It's about how you make her feel while you're saying it. You don't need to sound interesting. You need to make her feel interested. And to do that, there's a simple formula. The 50-30-20 rule. 50% of the conversation should be about her, 30% about the world around you, and only 20% about yourself. Here's why this works. In every interaction, one person is seeking validation while the other is giving it. When you talk too much about yourself, it shows that you're the one seeking approval. But when you focus more on her, asking genuine questions, teasing lightly, listening deeply, you flip that power dynamic. Now she's the one seeking your attention. Ask her about her thoughts, her memories, her opinions, but not like an interview. You're not trying to collect information. You're trying to make her express emotions. Don't ask, "What do you do?" Ask, "Do you actually like what you do, or is it just a job for now?" Do you see the difference? The first question is logical. The second one makes her feel something. When she talks, don't interrupt. Listen like a therapist, but react like a man. Hold eye contact longer than feels normal. Smile slightly. Not to please her, but to show you understand. You're not agreeing with everything she says, you're observing. Because women feel more connected to a man who understands them than a man who just agrees with them. You must stop thinking like a seeker and start thinking like a selector. Because women don't chase men who seek them. They chase men who seem hard to get emotionally. This shift doesn't happen by forcing it. It happens when you truly believe you bring value. When you start improving your fitness, your discipline, your purpose, your finances, even slowly, your mind starts seeing yourself as a man of worth. And that belief naturally bleeds into your presence. Now let's talk about something that women's subconscious minds are always scanning for. Status. Every woman consciously or unconsciously looks for a man who makes her feel safe and admired. Not because she's shallow, but because her biology is built to recognize stability, confidence, and dominance. That's why when you walk into a room with calm confidence, shoulders relaxed, eyes steady, no rush in your voice, you activate that radar inside her. You're no longer trying to impress her. Your energy silently says, "I belong here." And that's when attraction begins without effort. Here's what I want you to internalize. You don't attract women by chasing them. You attract them by being the kind of man they can't ignore. Stop focusing on what you should say next. Focus on what you're projecting without words. Because women don't fall for conversations. They fall for presence. In the next part, we'll break down that presence piece by piece. I'll show you how your body language, movement, and micro-behaviors can silently communicate high value without saying a single word. The silent power of body language. Before you even speak a single word, your body is already talking. And women are fluent in that language. They read it faster than you can imagine. Your posture, your breathing, your gestures, your eye contact, it all tells a story. So what story is your body telling right now? When you approach a woman, your words might be calm, but your body can betray you. You lean in too much. You nod too fast. You smile nervously, and just like that, her radar picks up on it. It tells her, "And he's trying to please me." That's when attraction dies. The first step in mastering attraction through body language is to stop sending signals of need. Every move you make must come from comfort and control. Confidence isn't loud, it's still. It's in the pauses, the relaxed shoulders, the slow blink, the unhurried movements. Here's something I want you to remember. The man who moves slow rules the room. Because slowness means you're not in a rush to be accepted. You already believe you belong there. Now let's talk about the most common mistake men make when they talk to women. They lean in. It's a subconscious behavior that screams, "I'm chasing you." But the moment you do the opposite, when you slightly lean back, you flip the dynamic. You're not chasing her energy anymore, you're pulling her into yours. Next time you talk to a girl, do this simple exercise. Imagine she's your old friend from years ago. Would you be nervous? Would you be overthinking your words? Not at all. That's the energy I want you to project. Familiar, calm, unbothered. Now remember this, the less you try to impress, the more she becomes impressed. Because most men give validation instantly. They rush to compliment her, to agree, to keep the energy going. But a man of value moves slower. He lets silence do half the talking. He lets her fill the space. And when she starts chasing the energy of the conversation, you've already won. And when you do talk about yourself, keep it short, calm, and purpose-driven. Not to brag, but to reveal. Tell stories that show your mindset, not your achievements. Because the right woman doesn't fall for success. She falls for certainty. In the next part, I'll teach you the secret art of emotional dominance. How to subtly make her feel safe, intrigued, and slightly off balance all at once. When you understand that balance, she'll not only want to talk to you, she'll crave your attention. The emotional mirror. You see, the secret to mastering the art of conversation with women isn't just about words. It's about mirroring emotions without losing your center. When a woman talks, she's not only expressing her thoughts, she's revealing her inner weather, her mood, her curiosity, her rhythm. Most men listen to reply, but the few who truly attract listen to feel. Let me explain. When she shares something small, like how she felt anxious before a meeting, an average man jumps in with advice. Don't worry, you'll be fine. But the man who understands emotional rhythm says something like, yeah, I get that. That pressure right before doing something important. It's like your mind keeps running even when you want peace. This isn't manipulation, it's emotional connection. You're showing her that you get it, that you can feel without fixing, and that's magnetic. But here's the paradox. You must mirror her emotion, not absorb it. Most men either over-empathize and lose themselves or underreact and seem cold. The key is balance. She's the wave, you're the shore. She crashes, you remain steady. She flows, you receive. That calm energy creates safety, and safety, my friend, is what makes attraction deepen. Now let's talk about what most never understand, emotional leadership. Women don't follow words, they follow energy. If you start nervous, she'll sense it. If you start calm, she'll settle. Your energy teaches her how to feel around you. This is why confident men don't chase emotions. They guide them. But here's the catch. Guiding doesn't mean controlling, it means staying grounded even when she's emotional. Let her storm pass and don't react to every wave. Because women subconsciously test men for this. Not to hurt, but to feel safe. She wants to see if your emotions depend on hers, or if you stand on your own ground. That's the difference between a boy she likes for a week and a man she remembers for years. When you master emotional mirroring, conversations stop being small talk. They become an emotional exchange, where every word carries a pulse, every pause means something. You'll feel it when she looks at you differently, not because you're saying the right things, but because your energy feels real. That's how you connect. Not through perfect lines, but through presence. Not through charm, but through calm. Not through noise, but through silence that listens. The power of presence. In the end, every conversation with a woman comes down to one thing. Presence, not looks, not status, not smooth words, but that quiet, unshakable presence that makes her feel like time slows down when she's with you. It's the rare energy of a man who isn't trying to impress because he already understands his own worth. Presence is when you can sit across from her. No rush, no performance, just calm attention. You look into her eyes not to search for validation, but to see her. Most men don't really see women, they see their own desire, but when you actually see her, her expressions, her pauses, the tiny shifts in her tone, she feels something she rarely feels in this world. Understood. And that's when walls start falling. But presence isn't something you fake. It's built in silence, in self-awareness, in moments when you're comfortable being alone. When you've faced your own loneliness and made peace with it, you stop needing people to fill your emptiness. That's when conversations turn magnetics. Because you're no longer talking to get something, you're sharing to give something. Every woman can feel that. She can sense when your attention is pure, when you're listening because you want to, not because you're trying to earn her approval. And that's when attraction stops being a game. It becomes a connection. See, the goal isn't to master women, it's to master yourself. Because once you master your emotions, your energy, your presence, you naturally master every interaction. You don't chase validation anymore. You become the validation. That's what the best conversationalists understand. You're not talking to a woman. You're talking to another world. And if you enter that world with curiosity, groundedness, and truth, she'll feel safe enough to open it. But if you enter with ego or desperation, that world closes before you even begin. So learn to pause, to listen, to feel her rhythm without losing your own. Because when you do that, you stop being just another guy. You become the man who speaks less but says more, who listens deeper but reveals stronger. And in a world full of noise, that silence becomes your loudest power. In the end, the art of conversation isn't about talking. It's about being. And when you master being, every word you speak begins to carry weight. Because the most powerful men don't convince, they connect.